Hey everybody! Today I want to talk about the connection between celiac disease and infertility or repeated miscarriages among women. Now, about 10% of the U.S. female population has difficulty getting pregnant or maintaining a pregnancy. Now, there are a lot of different reasons for that, but for the percentage of those women whose miscarriages or infertility goes unexplained, there is a possibility that celiac disease can be the culprit. Now, the rate of celiac disease among the general population sits at around 1%. Now, personally, I think that that's a pretty conservative estimate because a lot of people do end up falling through the cracks and going undiagnosed. But let's just agree that that 1% is the right baseline that we can go from. Well, among women who have unexplained infertility or repeated miscarriages, there's at least 3 studies that suggest that the rate of celiac disease among that population is anywhere between 4 and 8%. Now, that might not sound like a large number, but to put it in perspective, if you have untreated celiac disease, you're anywhere from 2 times more likely to 9 times more likely to suffer from infertility or repeated miscarriages. Now, to complicate matters a little bit, most women who get diagnosed with celiac disease don't get their diagnosis until they're anywhere from 40 to 50 years old. And that's really because it can take anywhere from 10 to 12 years of dealing with chronic health issues before you get your diagnosis. So by the time most women receive their diagnosis, they're well past their prime reproductive years. So what's the connection between celiac disease and infertility and miscarriages? Well, there's no real agreement yet, and I think the research just hasn't been particularly focused in this area, but there are some experts that suggest that it just boils down to nutrient deficiency. When you have celiac disease, there's a lot of intestinal damage that occurs. There is what's called the blunting of the brush border, which is responsible for all nutrient absorption. And so you can have some very severe and chronic nutrient deficiencies, including things like iron deficiency anemia, which is common among women who have infertility and repeated miscarriages. Now, the good news is that evidence suggests that if you get your diagnosis early enough, and you're still in your childbearing years, going gluten-free and eliminating gluten from your life can turn that ship around, can reverse that process, and your chances of maintaining a pregnancy and bringing a pregnancy to term are significantly increased. So, if you are a woman of childbearing years, if you struggle with fertility issues, if you've had 1 or more miscarriages, I recommend that you speak to your gynecologist and your primary doctor and ask to get screened for celiac disease. And if you do find out that you have celiac disease and you start the process of eliminating gluten from your life, I recommend that you go to my website at morgannutrition.com and download my free checklist. It's called 5 Steps to a Gluten-Free House, because going gluten-free isn't just about the food. You have to eliminate it from your household entirely, particularly if you want to improve your chances of getting pregnant and maintaining a pregnancy. All right, everybody, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.